Process mapping is our ability to go in and analyze an area of a business with the details of how a process is accomplished at that department or within the organization. It allows for us to gather goals, current state information, and gives us the ability to analyze that information in a format that is translatable for everybody. In order for us to assist a client through change management and through a process change, we need to understand all of the different pieces and moving parts that may be impacted by a change that might take place. So without doing a process map, it's very difficult to make good decisions on changes that may or may not need to be made at an organization. Typically, we start with a leadership meeting where we understand the goals and directives of the organization from a leadership level. And we want to make sure that we understand from the top down what their goals are and also the key players that they'd like to have involved. So typically after a leadership meeting, we actually do a process map, or what we call an as-is map, with the team that does the work. And we uncover all the steps along the way that make sense for making decisions and uncovering information that we need for that process. Really, everyone is involved, and it becomes a team-building experience for the organization because it's no longer just leadership making decisions based on opinions of maybe teams bringing stuff forward. They're making decisions with teams' involvement. There's a lot of different things that can be done with a process map after it's completed. One, we have the ability to figure out metrics for clients. Sometimes it's what we call cost per transaction, or CPT. So how much does it cost every time we do this transaction to our organization? Sometimes it's speed that they're looking to understand. Every time we do this process, or every day we do this process, it takes us X amount of time. What a client can expect after we've done a process map is details about that process at a level that they'll be able to make sound decisions and make plans for potential changes. And we can even redesign what that process recommendation might look like for them based on our experience with Lean and Six Sigma principles. Once we gain all of the details of a process that is typically information driven or maybe paper driven at this time, depending on where the organization is at. Oftentimes we're able to leverage technology like document management and automate things that are maybe currently manual. Document management has a great way to automate the input, the output of data and information to other applications or people. When it comes to compliance, and specifically SOC 2 Type 2 certification, it means that we have an understanding of compliance procedures that a customer may not be aware of or may be aware of, but we operate underneath that umbrella. How do we show someone that only the right people or certain people have access to the appropriate information? And more importantly, can we prove that we have an audit trail for that information and what people did with it? And from an auditor's perspective, in regards to SOC 2, Type 2, and multiple different types of audits, that's better than just having an idea of who has controls and access. Process mapping is something that impacts every area of an organization, from accounts payable to HR to how they do their business usually. All areas of a business certainly can be analyzed and determined where there's room for improvement.